Okay, so this is a bit of an experiment inspired by the likes of Scott from the Helix channel and Chad Husky. I've decided to do some Pink Floyd tutorials for the Helix. There's not that many of them on YouTube, so I thought I'd have a crack at it. First thing I'll tell you is I'm only a bedroom guitarist with basic equipment. I've only got a cheap microphone, so I apologise for the quality of the vocals. I don't do the FR thing. I play through a Tech 21 powered engine. I have got 1-inch tweeter in it, so it probably is full range. Flat response, probably not. It does have an EQ adjustment at the back, which I do sometimes twiddle with a little bit. What's coming out of that sounds pretty much the same as what I'm recording with. What I have noticed since I've started recording is I've had to back off on the gain and sustain on the distortion models and stuff. It just doesn't sound as distorted through my little amp. I also do use a JTV69 pretty much most of the time, so my snapshots are set up to change in line with that. I'm going to take a look at Mother from the Wall album. It's got a couple of snapshots, 3 acoustic and a 12-string, and then the solo tone. So we'll have a little look at that. So the first thing is the acoustic. You can see my signal path. I've got it on acoustic 5. I always have the gate on with everything. It doesn't really take anything away. And I'll lock down the volume and tone controls there all on 10. Now, the first block I'm hitting is a preamp. Gain at 5. No high cuts, low cuts, anything like that. Level 5.5. Normal on the polarity and line in. Then goes to an EQ. For me, the acoustics from Variax, they don't have enough high in them. So I've dropped some of the bass out of it, boosted the mids and boosted the high gain a little bit. We then go down to this delay, the pitch echo. Now I've set this up like what would be a mimic pedal to give like a doubling effect. I picked this up off someone off the Helix forum. It's a really good little trick. It really thickens the sound of your guitar and makes it sound like you've multi-tracked it. From there we're going straight to a reverb, and we're on the chamber. 6.6 on the decay, 100 milliseconds pre-delay, 40% on the mix, and everything else is just stock as it comes out. So the next one we're going to look at is the 12-string. Now, on the recording, Gilmour probably used a modified Nashville tuning. There's lots of acoustic guitars going on, most certainly in the second part where he sings. But your 12-string acoustic will approximate that. So most of my things I set up to playing along with backing tracks. So you can just swap through the guitars as the parts change on the backing track. Now the only difference between this and the acoustic is I've taken the EQ out as the higher strings provide enough high end. Next one we'll have a look at is the solo tone. Okay. So if we go to the Variax input settings, threshold decay, they're all the same. Now you'll see custom 2.1. Most of the Wall album with regards to the solo tones were recorded on his Black Strat, which had a Seymour Duncan bridge pickup in. It was a high output one, so it's not like your normal Strat bridge pickup. It's got far more juice running through it. So what I've done is on Workbench, I've dropped in a P90 into a Strat body, which approximates this. The Spank just doesn't do it justice. Not enough juice in there, but this does the job quite nicely for me. I give it a whirl. If not, a humbucker will do, or a P90 quick guitar. So the first block we're going to hit is a little bit of Red Squeeze, 2.5, 75% on the mix. Okay, next thing is the distortion models. So, using a valve driver, where I can, I try to use what kit he would have used. Now, he won't have had a valve driver then, they weren't out. He probably used a orange bass and treble booster, but he does use these now. So, I've decided to use this. It seems to work for me. So on the gain, 2.2, so quite low. 6 on the bass and treble, and 3 on the treble, 6 on the bass, 7 on the level. And here's the big one for Gilmour's tone, most certainly from Animals onwards. It is the big muff, so the triangle fuzz. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people moaning about it on the forums. I think it's great. The key to getting a good tone from it is putting a pedal either in front of it or behind it, another distortion model to smooth it out, as Gilmour does. So sustain 4.8, tone 4.6, and level is 8. Then if we've got the preamp, I always use this again. Every patch I do, it just gives a nice tubey warmth to proceedings, really works well. The amp is always going to be the high watt, so the Who Watt 100. 5.5 on the drive, 6.55 on bass, middle, treble respectively, 3 on the presence, 5.6 channel volume, 8 on the master, sag 7.5. I put the bias and bias X up to 10. This was something I picked up from Scott on the Helix channel. Really helps with the sustain. Then we go into our cab. So I've tried IRs, don't get on with them. They just don't work for my setup. I really like the Helix stock cabs. So what I've done here is I've got a dual cab, both with a 4x12 Who Watt 100 in. Now in the first one, using 57 dynamics on both cabs, distance is 12 inches on this one, and 40% early reflections. Now if we go to the next one, same 57 dynamic, but 8 inch off cone, and no early reflection. So what I'm trying to do is get a balance of a distance mic'd cab and a close mic cab, and it seems to work really well. We're going to hit our mimic pedal again. If you listen to the solo on Mother, it's definitely doubled. If you listen real carefully, you can hear it, and this does a good approximation for us. Okay, so now, as per Mr. Gilmour, we're going to split the signal down to a rotary block. I've taken it upon myself to use the rotary vibe. The vibe rotary seems to work best for me on this setting. Tweak the horn up to 10, but it's really low in the mix at 25%. EQ, yeah, it's a little bit boomy, so we took out some of the lower mids, boosted the highs, and a tiny boost on the lows. Okay, now you can experiment with where you put it, whether before cab or after cab. For this particular tone, I find it works better after the cab. So essentially you have got a cab sound going into the cab of the rotary vibe, the vibe rotary, but it works well. Okay, so the next one, that's just the chamber reverb again, just taking the decay down a little bit, boosted the pre-delay up a little bit on it, and 50% in the mix. Okay, so let's take a listen to how they sound. Take a listen to the acoustic first. And next, the 12 string. And finally, we'll have a listen to the solo tone. Okay guys, that's about it. If you like it, then like it. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. Let me know in the comments box what you think. And I'll do some more. If anyone wants it, I can pop it onto custom tone. Just let me know. Any suggestions or anything like that, I'd be really appreciative of. If you think it's a right old load of rubbish, then post yours and let's have it here. Let's see if you can do better.